Hello, welcome or welcome back to the YarnNYarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet and weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is day 3 of the 12 Cast-Ons 2025 adventures, and it's been a few days for me. It's the 28th, Saturday the 28th of December as I'm recording this, although it'll probably be at least a week or so before this video goes up on the channel. But it has been a few days since my intro video to the 12 Cast-Ons was published, and already there's been lots of folks telling me what they've been casting on. There's been posts shared over on Instagram and in our Ravelry threads, and it's just really thrilling for me to see so many people joining in, people that have joined before and lots of new faces as well. So thank you so much for all of your enthusiasm for participating in this make along. As you will know if you watch that intro video, we are casting on from 1 up to 12 projects, and the cast on period of this make along goes right through until the end of January, so there's still plenty of time for you to join in if you want to. And as I say, you only have to cast on one thing to join in. I myself will be casting on 12 new projects. I need a little bit of cheering up today if I'm being honest. As I mentioned, it's a Saturday the 28th and my partner James has been away this Christmas. I've spent this Christmas week on my own, which is fine. Family circumstances have meant that's had to be the case, that coupled with work commitments. But today he was meant to be coming home, but his family need him for a bit longer, and at this point we're not sure when he's going to be coming back. We were hoping to sort of celebrate seeing in the new year together, but that seems very unlikely at the moment, so I'm feeling a little bit blue today. I'll get over it. His family need him more than I need him at the moment, but it's just that initial sort of disappointment where, you know, things that you thought were going to happen, plans that you'd kind of made aren't going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to mope probably for the day. And tomorrow I'll be absolutely fine. So I am in need of something fun to do today. Something fun to cast on, and I think I have got the perfect project. A couple of months ago, my lovely friend Elizabeth gifted me a pattern that she designed. Now, just to be completely transparent, we are friends in real life, in person. She lives in the same town as me, and she gifted this pattern to me just because she's an amazing, kind person, not with any expectations of me sharing this or promoting the pattern. I was going to cast on the pattern straight away, but timing did not allow. So today I shall be casting on a Scraponacci shawl, and I'm going to pop up a picture from Elizabeth's design page up on the screen now, so you can see one of the versions of this shawl. One of the things I love about the pattern that Elizabeth has designed is you can use it as a canvas to create a shawl which looks however you want to. So you can definitely be planned about your colour choices and your yarn choices, or you can be inspired by the name and go for something completely scrappy using leftovers, or an advent calendar that you may have had a yarn advent. This shawl works with all of those kind of things. I have raided my leftovers basket, and so this cast on is going to count both for the 12 cast-ons and also for our ongoing scrap make along. I think in the middle of last year I decided to set myself a goal of using up some bits and pieces from my leftovers or my scrap basket, and I've decided to make that a year-long make-along in 2025 as well. And it just so happens that all of the 3 projects that I've cast on for the 12 cast-ons this year also have elements of leftovers in them, so they can also count for the scrap amount as well. Not all of my 12 cast-ons will be like that. In fact, I think tomorrow's cast-on will not be a scrappy project, but today's project is going to be scrappy, and it's an excuse to pick out some fun leftovers, use lots of colours, and yeah, as I say, I just need that little bit of boost of fun today. So instead of a project bag, I have put all of my little yarn nuggets into a basket. I'm going to try not to be too controlling about how I use these yarns. I thought I'd put them in a basket just so I can see them all, but my idea is just to kind of randomly dip into the basket. But I do want to make sure there are a couple of colours in here which are similar, and I want to make sure that I don't put those right next to each other, which is why I'm kind of giving myself the option of seeing all of the colours in the basket, or at least some. This basket is double layered full of yarn. I will take a shot of all of the yarns that are in the basket and I'll pop that in so you can see all of the little nuggets that I have picked out of my stash. In the basket it's a combination of leftovers from my previous projects. There's a couple of mini skeins that were kindly sent to me in little gift parcels that I've received, and also a couple of months ago my lovely friends Ruth and Jeanette gave me a bunch of mini skeins for my northeasterly blanket. Jeanette in particular had raided a bag that she had for a crochet blanket that she was working on, and she gave me some quite big leftovers from that basket. So for some of those leftovers I've divided them in half, so some will be going into my northeasterly blanket, but I've also popped quite a lot of those into this little basket for the Scraponacci shawl as well. So I'm looking forward to getting this cast on. I have a relatively busy day today, just self-imposed busyness. I'm not going out anywhere, I've already been out. I want to do some cooking. I want to get a soup going in the slow cooker because that will feed me for a few days. Also, I need to do some admin. So I've got the last part of Vlogmas-ish that I need to edit and upload to YouTube. I also this weekend want to try and get the first part of the cast-ons, the ending of that, recorded and uploaded to YouTube. I don't think I'll get both of those done today, but I think I need to get at least one of those done today. Yeah, lots of things for me to get on with, as well as casting on my project. So we shall see what the day brings and how we get on. And for anyone who might be interested, because I sometimes get asked and I keep forgetting to mention, I'm wearing my Astragal sweater today, and it's made from handspun yarn. This is fun. It's definitely pulling me out of my blue mood, as I suspected it might. I've knit the first two sections, the first two little triangles on this shawl. The pattern's really good in it will tell you where to change your yarns if you want to do each section in a different colour. I have pulled out 10-gram mini skeins. I'm not sure if I made that clear at the start of the video. I'm approaching this as if I was knitting yarn as you might get in an advent calendar. So I'm ignoring the suggested colour changes for each section. I'm just going to carry on with each of my yarns until they run out. I'm about to start section 3 now. This didn't take me very long at all, but it's been really fun so far. And of course these colours with a little sprinkling of orange are making me happy too. I think I've got a couple of orange yarns in my little basket of scraps, but not too many. This was the yarn that was speaking to me the most when I held up my basket against the tree to take a little shot for earlier on in this video. It was just jumping out at me, so I decided to start with this one. I need to move a little bit now. I've been sat for 20 minutes, half an hour knitting, so I'm going to get up and start my soup in the slow cooker before it gets too late and I'm going to be eating at midnight. So I'm going to take a little knitting break and to do that, and then I'll probably come back and knit the next section, and then I shall crack on and do a little bit of 12 cast-ons admin at the laptop and maybe edit one of those videos as well. I think I should be able to knit on this while I'm doing that video editing, but if it becomes too complicated, then obviously I don't want to go wrong on this, then I will maybe pause on the knitting while I'm doing the video editing, but we'll see what happens. Just thought I'd do a quick check-in to let you know what a fun start it has been to this project.
And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy we go. Undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond
Video editing done, I thought I'd share with you some of the admin that I'm doing for the 12 cast-ons. I've got the fabulous Ravelry thread up on one of my screens, and you can see some of the beautiful projects that have been cast on. But to keep track of what's going on both on Ravelry and on Instagram, I've also started myself a little spreadsheet because we've got the badges to give away to folks who cast on all 12, so I want to keep track of that. All of the editing and admin works up an appetite, of course. I'm happy to report that my soup was delicious. And then, of course, for the rest of the evening, I spent time knitting and also having my work inspected by Newt, our resident knitting inspector. It's time for me to share with you the progress that I made on my Scraponacci shawl. It's a very chilly day here in South Wales. It's nice and bright outside. You might be able to see some sunlight streaming in from the side here. But I'm wrapped up in all of the woolies because it's freezing cold. I don't really mind. It's a good excuse to wear all of the knitwear, isn't it? So I hope you have some nice bright chilly days so you can enjoy your knitwear too. Before I share what I managed to do on the first day of my Scraponacci knitting, I will of course share with you as many of the comments as I've been able to catch up with over on the last cast on video. So we've had more amazing projects being cast on since I last chatted to you. As before, I'm not 100% caught up yet, so if I don't give you a shout out with your cast on projects this time, then hopefully I will catch up next time. There's still plenty more videos to come. And if you're wanting to join in the cast on but you think you've missed the boat, then we still have plenty of time. We are casting on until the end of January, so don't be afraid to jump in. And as always, there's no pressure to cast on 12 projects. You can cast on one, you can cast on the full 12 if you want, or anything in between. Okay, so Kirsty Knits and Sews, who I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, who is also vlogging her cast-ons, and I shall put a link to Kirsty's channel below, has finished casting on her 12 projects, and since the last video has started a spin to knit project, which will eventually be the Alpine Bloom Tee. She started a rose cardigan, a basic raglan, and her 12th cast on was the big cozy cardigan. Tonya has cast on and finished 3 hot water bottle covers, 2 hats and some scrunchies, and she's cast on and is still working on a baby blanket and an around and about hat. The Hopeful Heliophile has cast on a muscle bra, 2 cup cozies, a pearly cardigan, a Cataween cowl, a sweet shop blanket and a Yoon sweater. Kathy has started 3 pairs of socks and a Satke hat. Angela of Attic Spin Dye has said that she had to frog her crochet socks that she started last time because they didn't quite work out, and has instead cast on a pair of lace socks, which is a pattern by Winnick Mum. Belinda has started some mittens, a Sophie scarf, and has warped the loom for a scarf, and she's using everything from her stash for all of her cast-ons, which is amazing. Knit Weaves Walks is joining the cast-ons for the first time. You are most welcome. And while they were watching the last video, they were knitting on some cotton dishcloths. Kate has started an Edmonton wrap, a Brioche Adventures wrap, a Leafy Transitions cowl, a Rune shawl, some Selbu mittens, a Ruthie shawl, a whole lot of dots blanket, which is going to be her first intarsia project, so good luck with that, Kate. I do love a bit of intarsia. A pom-pom shawl, and has started the Year of Gnomes, which I think quite a few people I've seen popping up over Instagram and also on the Ravelry threads have started the year-long Year of Gnomes project, which is hosted by Imagined Landscapes or Sarah Shearer, and Kate is going to be counting her 12 gnomes throughout the year as one cast on. So there's quite a few people who have been doing multiple small cast ons and including them as one project. Pernille said that she has started some wrist warmers for her son and is going to be making 4 pairs and counting them as one cast on, and she's also working through some cotton stash and making some dishcloths. Elaine has started a pair of socks for her daughter. Julia has started a harvest cardigan and a dye pyramid hat, and that's going to be their first colourwork project. I love seeing people using the 12 cast-ons as an excuse to try new things, try techniques that they wanted to do for a while. So I hope you enjoy your colourwork, Julia. And AMG Architecture is joining the cast-ons for the first time also. You are most welcome. We've had lots of new faces joining the cast-ons this year, and yeah, I love to see it, and so they have started a woodside blanket, a cowl, and they also frogged a sweater that wasn't working and have recast on and are loving the results of that second try with the sweater. So yeah, love that. Lots of people using stash, lots of people trying out new techniques, lots of people joining in for the first time. Lots of people using one cast on as an excuse to cast on multiple projects. Love to see it all. Yeah, as always, just thank you all so much for all of your enthusiasm and participation in this make along. It's quite a lot of work for me to keep track of everything, but it's also a really fun time of year for me, and it's a good distraction from other life stuff that we've got going on. So I appreciate each and every one of you who is joining in, and if you are not joining in, if you're finishing whips, if you're just knitting along and watching the videos, then I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for all of your support and for cheerleading us from the sidelines. So in terms of my progress on my Scraponacci shawl, I think this has grown quite a bit since I shared footage with you. I just had lots of fun throughout the rest of that evening when I recorded the first day working on this, just pulling out some of the mini skeins in my basket and just knitting away until they've run out. So I think, let me try and work it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've just started my 6th sort of triangular section, and I think I'm on my 3rd mini skein. So here is my progress so far. I've got all of these stitches hanging out. This will become the side of my next triangular piece. So I've just started it. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, here it is. Here is my teeny tiny little start of that next section. And I shall be going back along and picking up and joining in these extra stitches here. It's such a fun construction, and yeah, it's a really good excuse to work through some scraps, some stash, or you can be a little bit more planned. You could use 1 or 2 skeins of the same yarn. So far it's been really nice not to have too many stitches on the needles at once, and it feels like I made quite a lot of progress, although obviously my rows are starting to get longer now. So I think I'm at the point in the shawl where each section is going to take a little bit longer for me to complete. I don't think there's too much else to say about the Scraponacci. I love this little bit here where the colours in my first mini skein kind of changed, and I've got this real little pop of blue down here amongst the pinks and the oranges. So much fun. And it's also really fun to dip into the basket once I have finished a mini skein and pull out the next one. And it's also really interesting to see how far the different types of 4-ply yarns go. Some of them are slightly thicker, some of them are slightly finer. As we know, when you go shopping for yarn, often the meters per gram or the yards per ounce, however you measure your yarn wherever you live, can vary slightly. And here 4-ply seems to range between about 350 meters per 100 grams right up to 420 meters per 100 grams. And I think that really showed in this little section here where one of my mini skeins I ran through really quickly, and some of the others just seem to last for much longer. In the feel of the fabric you can feel it's just a bit more squishy, a bit more dense than some of the other 4-plies. I love that though, and I don't think, you know, the slightly thicker yarn doesn't kind of notice in the shawl as such, only that I didn't cover quite as much ground with this one as I had with my first mini skein. Such a fun pattern. Thank you so much to Lizzie once again for gifting me that pattern, and I'm going to really enjoy working through the rest of my scrap basket when I manage to get back to this project again, and I'm sure I will enjoy wearing the finished shawl as well. Over the last couple of years I've definitely gravitated towards cowls a little bit more, but this winter in particular I've grown once again to appreciate some of the smaller shawls that I have in my shawl collection, where I can just wrap them around a couple of times and then sort of tie them at the front to keep them in place. I've been finding that I'm wearing some of my smaller shawls a little bit more frequently again, so I'm sure I will get a lot of wear out of that. But of course there's a lot of knitting to go before I can wear it. And we've got more cast-ons to come, so who knows when I will get back to that project, but hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. I think it's time to wrap this video up, so please do let me know in the comments below. Are you still casting on? We've had lots of folks who've already finished their 12 cast-ons, which is just amazing. But if you've cast on since the last video, please do let me know what projects have jumped onto your needles, your crochet hooks, your wheels, your looms. I've had a few people throw in some embroidery projects as well. So yeah, just let me know what you have started. If you're not joining in the cast-ons, just let me know what you've been working on. Tell me about your projects, what is keeping you happy in your crafting life at the moment. I always love to hear from you. I will be back again soon with some more making content. Of course, it shall hopefully be day 4 of the 12 cast-ons adventure for me. So I hope you will join me for that next video. But until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. Bye.